All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. We are breaking down an absolutely explosive T20 blast innings from Yorkshire against Lancashire. We're going to unpack exactly how a batting side goes from a solid start to just a complete masterclass in risk-on aggressive cricket.
Now, setting the final match result aside for just a second, the real story here is how exactly Yorkshire built such unstoppable momentum, literally from ball one. I mean, against the top-tier Lancashire attack, how do you keep the pressure running red-hot for 120 legal deliveries? Let's find out.
To set the scene for you, we're under the lights at Headingley in Leeds. It's a Friday evening, June 5th, 2026. And look, if you follow the game, you already know a Friday night crowd at Headingley expects fireworks. The atmosphere is always absolutely electric, which is honestly the perfect backdrop for this kind of high-octane clash.
And yeah, there was a pretty packed slate of T20 blast matches that night, but all eyes quickly shifted to the absolute chaos unfolding in the 38th match of the tournament. The classic Roses rivalry always delivers, but the sheer ferocity of Yorkshire's batting made this the undeniable main event.
Moving into Phase 1, Light's quick opening burst.
Right out of the gate, Adam Lith sets a ferocious pace. He smashes a boundary off Luke Wood on the very first ball of the innings. No settling in, just boom. A few balls later, he launches a massive six off Saqib Mahmood, and he just doesn't let up. By over 2.2, Lancashire's premier bowlers are already scrambling, trying to adjust their lengths.
But then, right at 2.3, Aspinwall strikes. It completely shifts the energy in the stadium, because Live falls after a blistering 20 runs off just 7 balls. It's a massive, massive wicket. But honestly, the damage to Lancashire's economy rate, and really their bowlers' rhythm, well, the damage was already done.
Which brings us to Phase 2, the Jonny Bairstow Show.
So, the crucial anchor point of this entire innings really comes down to this one massive number, Bairstow's 73. Everything Yorkshire achieved in the back half of the innings was built right on top of this foundation.
What's really wild here is the sheer efficiency of the knock. He racked up 73 runs in just 44 deliveries. With 7 fours and 4 massive sixes, Bairstow wasn't just surviving out there, he was totally dictating terms while perfectly protecting his wicket.
Let's look at how this actually played out. Bairstow goes on an absolute rampage. It's surgical, really. He dismantles Liam Livingstone with consecutive boundaries, punishes Aspinwall, and then completely neutralizes the spin threat. He launches Tom Hartley for 2 massive sixes, and then turns around and gives Harry Singh the exact same treatment. It's just a masterclass in calculated power.
This beautifully illustrates just how heavily Yorkshire leaned on Bairstow's bat during this phase. But we can't ignore Will Luxton, who played a fantastic supporting role with 34 runs of his own. Luxton's ability to rotate the strike and clear the ropes himself kept Lancashire's captain trapped under constant, unrelenting pressure.
But you know T20 cricket, right? Which leads us to Phase 3, mid-innings stutters.
Because momentum in this format is incredibly fragile. Just when Yorkshire looked untouchable, the foundations suddenly cracked. When we map out the key wickets, we see that Bairstow is finally caught at 12.5, and then less than an over later, Loxton departs. Within 5 balls, both set batters are making the long walk back to the pavilion.
And then comes the real shocker. Tom Hartley bowls veteran Moeen Ali for a 2-ball duck at 13.5. Going from a position of total dominance to losing 3 massive wickets in exactly 1 over? Man, that is the kind of momentum swing that usually derails an entire innings. The crowd was definitely holding its breath.
All right, on to Phase 4, late over fireworks.
With the established batters out, the middle order had to step up, and Wharton and Rivas completely flipped the script. They refused to let the run rate drop, immediately taking the aerial route against Mahmood, Livingstone, and Luke Wood. I mean, it takes incredible mental resilience to walk out to the middle after a mini collapse and instantly start launching premier bowlers for death over sixes. But then, Aspinwall fights back with another mini cliffhanger. He takes out Rivas and Fahim Ashraf on consecutive deliveries in the 18th over. Just as Yorkshire was regaining total control, Lancashire pulls them right back. This double strike meant Yorkshire's tail was suddenly exposed, with some very crucial deliveries still remaining.
Which sets up Phase 5, closing the innings.
So Ty comes to the crease, and what does he do? He immediately launches Saqib Mahmood for 2 huge sixes before falling LBW. Just look at those numbers, 16 runs off just 8 balls. This sequence is a perfect microcosm of Yorkshire's aggressive risk-heavy strategy.
They didn't care about preserving wickets at this point. They only cared about maximizing every single delivery, even if it meant getting out.
And on the very last ball of the 20th over, Hassan Ali thrashes one final boundary, capping off a beautifully chaotic batting performance. When even your number 10 batter is stepping up to find the boundary rope, you know it's a special night. It's the perfect exclamation point to an innings that absolutely refused to be tamed. Which really leaves us with a fascinating final thought. After watching Yorkshire dismantle a varied bowling attack, even despite losing key wickets in clusters, how will the rest of the league adapt their strategies to counter this relentless aggression? I mean, when a batting lineup is explicitly designed to just keep swinging from ball 1 to ball 120, the traditional rules of T20 bowling might just have to be completely rewritten.